Well, welcome back, and we left with a bit of a break there of customers going, we're talking about prioritizing your internal customers, and then a customer from the other side going, hey, how come when I ring you guys, your internal people, your staff, are more important than I am? Stay tuned, we're going to get right to this in this segment. Well, as I said, we've had the customers ringing in because we said, and with Jacqueline Campbell, that you have to prioritise your internal customers. And that's caused customers to ring in and go, hey, hold on, your staff's more important than me and I'm paying the bill. Jacqueline.
Well, we need to clarify that slightly.
Okay.
The feedback came from one of my long-term, very large construction clients,
right,
who we do know very well. So, and what it is, what I found is that I can't be everywhere in my business. It's impossible. No matter how much training I do, no matter how much I like to discuss the vision and make sure everyone's on the same page and that people know why we do what we do, not just this person's paying this amount of money for an inspection, there's the cookie cutter report out the door.
Yep.
That's not why we actually do it. And I know that we've talked before, and you think I'm just a little bit bonkers, that the money is almost, not quite, almost secondary to what we do. Because we focus on the delivering the service, delivering a product, solving a problem, and then the money sort of kind of follows that.
I agree, because that's what we do. It's all about products, all about services, it's all about how do we do it better. You know, a lot of people say to me, oh, Michael, you've got a 24-hour radio station.
Yep.
You don't talk about it much. No, because it
just does its thing.
It does its thing. It's more important that when my client goes, guess what? The podcast that went to this guy, their podcast promoted them.
Yeah, which is the point.
Yes.
And so with our guys, what we try and do with our clients is go, well, what is your problem? How can we help with that? And then you're partnering for success. Now, that's led to...
Good term, partnering for success.
Well, I win, you win, and then theoretically you're happy enough to pay my bill.
Yeah.
The other thing we don't do is ever discount.
No.
Which I know sounds really crazy, and I did go down that pathway and you get really suckered in. And the reason that puts because I fall for the story, which is why it's so important that I have an administration person between me and my clients. I'm a little old lady and I'm on a pension and I've got mould everywhere and I really can't afford it. So I go, oh look, I'm going to be out there anyway, love, let me pop past, which of course doesn't actually pay anybody's salary. So they
normally turn out to be very, very difficult because even though it's free now, you should still be doing more for me than the person paying.
Absolutely. Well, so we try to, and so there's a number of things we can talk about, obviously, in future episodes about that. But what I found is that if I don't make my team the most important person or people in my day, then they don't feel valued. They can't have good interactions with my clients or our clients. They can't do their job, and so nobody wins.
No.
I don't have a stable team. I don't have a team which is confident to talk about our products, to upscale what they're doing. They don't believe in what we're doing. They don't have the tools they need to do their job well, and that just goes to crap because they can't confidently say, well, this is what we do and this is why and this is how it all goes together. And so if they don't feel valued and they don't feel part of the journey and they are really important to me, then how on earth can they possibly do a good job on my behalf with my clients?
And I think what you're getting at is that, for us, and just basic psychology, you do one-on-one psychology, it says if someone comes to work and you make them feel significant, so they're important to you, and you make them feel valued, so they feel connected, and they're actually doing contribution to your business.
So they understand where they fit in.
Yes. Because as soon as you make them feel valued and part of it, they contribute at a higher level, they're very happy, feel significant, feel valued, and all of a sudden you got really happy, enthusiastic employees.
Well, I think they move from employee to team member.
Good point.
Because I can pay anybody to do anything. That doesn't put them on my team.
True, we can outsource that for $5 on the internet.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make them, as you said.
I need a team of people who can not only have got an understanding of what we expect of them as a business, have respect for each other, and can actually go, I've got my back against the wall, can you help, I need this, or can I help with that? You look like you're flat out. How about I do this bit and this bit? And it's so much more successful when the team works together. And I have fired, and I've spoken about it before, I have fired a number of clients because they have not shown respect
To
for
your
my
team.
team. And my guys go, what the hell? And I don't tolerate it.
No.
If I've got a client, it doesn't matter, and usually it's me. Usually I've done something or haven't delivered something or not. It's usually my fault, let's be honest. So I've got, whoever picks up my phone goes, hi, blah, 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 I'm either out, or if I'm on a client, or they can put them through, whatever reason, that they end up. But sometimes they get this, it's absolute barrage. I've got one particular real estate agent who's a shocker. We actually don't do business with any of his franchises. And it's one of the large real estate agents here in Perth. And I will not deal with anybody, and they know why.
Yes.
He is constantly, but it's not just him, it's his other property managers, are constantly rude and demanding, and their bills are late, and they're just a pain in the neck to deal with. So what did we realise? We had a big team meeting, and we realised that 80% of our problems come from like 1% of our clients. And so we went, hang on a minute, do we need them? No, let's get rid of the client.
And this, I think, brings back to the point you were saying. When you shift the emphasis from the money, when you go, I'll work with really good clients and do really good service, and I will look after my team, then the money follows. So if you are a pain in the neck client, and look, I had one. I want it done this way. I want it done that. No, we don't do it. No, you will, because this is no, we won't.
Back to the Gyprock. Do you build Gyprock walls?
No, we do mobile. And they said, but you can. Yeah, well, I can do lots of things, but I choose not to do them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can drive a truck if I want to, but I choose not to do that.
Well, if I've got a client who is repetitively on the phone, yelling, like we're talking fully yelling at my PA,
Yeah.
I don't care what sort of day they're having. It's unprofessional, and I won't tolerate it.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that, you're going to, and I learned this in a restaurant, and he said, look, the clients are right. He said, but if the clients are rude, why should I help you? Well, whatever possesses you to think by being aggressive and attacking me, that I'm actually going to step up and go, yes, let me help. I'll be delighted to help you.
Let me bend the other side and help. Yeah.
How about I drop your steak on the floor and stomp it and put it back in your plate and go, there you go.
We used to run a restaurant.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah, no, we didn't. But we have, one particular client sticks out in my mind, and she was a regular. They used to come out, because of course we were close, they used to come out quite frequently. And she used to, on more than one occasion, usually when I had new team members on the floor, she would order the spaghetti carbonara, which was gorgeous. It was it carbonara? No, it was all big chunks of barramundi and prawns and just full of seafood, and it was chock-a-block full of seafood. It was a large serve. We were serving fishermen. They were large serves. And on a number of occasions, she would send it back to the kitchen and say she wasn't paying for it because it was cold, or because it didn't taste right, after she had eaten all the seafood out of it.
Yes.
And without fail, it was always after she'd eaten the prawns and the mussels and and it was, of course, if your team are very customer focused, as our guys are, and when you're in the environment that we owned, of course, it's a resort. So even when you've got the team is off duty, it's still in the same space. They do everything they can to make someone's. So it was like, we're terribly sorry. I'll return that. Of course, there'll be no charge. And I'd see the things come through and go, oh.
Really?
Oh, really? And if I was she wouldn't do it if I was on the floor.
No.
It was really interesting. And then I had a fantastic, maitre d', thank you, Mandy, who was brilliant as well, and she was onto it. But the customer's not always right, and there is never ever a time where they are more important than my team.
Never a time when they're more important than your team. I totally agree. But how do we do it? How do we prioritise our team? Stay tuned. We're going to be right back in another segment to talk about how you actually do this thing.
Absolutely.